Hi guys, we are here with your Bible reading. Hope you guys are having a good night. We are here today to read Revelation chapter 10. What?
Ravioli.
I didn't say ravioli.
You was trying to. I heard it. I heard it come out.
Not.
Ravioli.
You're just hungry. Go get something to eat.
There's ravioli in there.
Revelation chapter 10, we'll be talking about the seventh angel sounding the seventh trumpet and what it means for the people on earth and the earth. And then, of course, we'll have our Psalms and our Psalm and Proverbs. Do you want to say something before I get started?
No.
Are you going to follow along?
No.
That's what I thought.
You got koala.
Alright, guys. Let's get started in Revelation. We're reading all of Revelation chapter 10 today, and we'll be reading in the New International Version if you would like to follow along. The Angel and the Little Scroll. Then I saw another mighty angel coming down from heaven. He was robed in a cloud, with a rainbow above his head. His face was like the sun, and his legs were like fiery pillars. He was holding a little scroll, which lay open in his hand. He planted his right foot on the sea, and his left foot on the land. And he gave a loud shout like the roar of a lion. When he shouted, the voices of the seven thunders spoke. And when the seven thunders spoke, I was about to write, but I heard a voice from heaven say, "Seal up what the seven thunders have said, and do not write it down." Then the angel I had seen standing on the sea and on the land raised his right hand to heaven, and he swore by him who lives forever and ever, who created the heavens and all that is in them, the earth and all that is in it, and the sea and all that is in it, and said, "There will be no more delay." But in the days when the seventh angel is about to sound his trumpet, the mystery of God will be accomplished, just as he announced to his servants the prophets. Then the voice that I had heard from heaven spoke to me once more. "Go, take the scroll that lies open in the hand of the angel who is standing on the sea and on the land." So I went to the angel and asked him to give me the little scroll. He said to me, "Take it and eat it. It will turn your stomach sour, but in your mouth it will be as sweet as honey." I took the little scroll from the angel's hand and ate it. It tasted as sweet as honey in my mouth, but when I had eaten it, my stomach turned sour. Then I was told, "You must prophesy again about many peoples, nations, languages, and kings." And that's all we're going to get to today. That is Revelation chapter 10. Alright guys, our psalm today is Psalm 138. It only has 8 verses. It is a beautiful Psalm of David. Which you know are my favorite. I will praise you, Lord, with all my heart. Before the gods I will sing your praise. I will bow down toward your holy temple, and I will praise your name for your unfailing love and your faithfulness, for you have so exalted your solemn decree that it surpasses your fame. When I called, you answered me. You greatly emboldened me. May all the kings of the earth praise you, Lord. When they hear what you have decreed, May they sing on the ways of the Lord, for the glory of the Lord is great. Though the Lord is exalted, he looks kindly on the lowly. Though lawfully he sees them from afar. Though I walk in the midst of trouble, you preserve my life. You stretch out your hand against the anger of my foes. With your right hand you save me. The Lord will vindicate me. Your love, Lord, endures forever. Do not abandon the works of your hands. And that was the Psalm of David, Psalm 138. And our Proverbs today is Proverbs chapter 30, verses 11 through 14. There are those who curse their fathers and do not bless their mothers. Those who are pure in their own eyes and yet are not cleansed of their filth. Those whose eyes are ever so haughty, whose glances are so disdainful. Those whose teeth are swords and whose jaws are set with knives, to devour the poor from the earth and the needy from among mankind. And that was Proverbs chapter 30, verses 11 through 14. Okay, guys, that was our Bible reading. I hope it touched your guys' hearts. We are going over to Brother Sherm now for our homework. Are you ready? And our homework question for last night was... Go ahead.
What son of Gideon killed 70 of his brothers at once?
And the answer we should have came up with is...
Abimelech.
Okay, guys, and the homework question Sherm picked out for us tonight is...
What did Moses rebuke Aaron for?
Aaron is Moses' brother. And we can find that in the book of
Exodus.
the second book of the Bible, in the Old Testament, the very second book of the Bible, and the book of Exodus. And the question again is...
What did Moses rebuke Aaron for?
Okay, guys, that is your homework question for tonight. Let's get out our prayer books. If you wondered why the phone just rang one time, that's Mom's signal for me to call her back. I just called her. I forgot she had to go get Abby from school today. She had to take her and go get her because Abby goes to a career school, a vocational school. She don't go to a regular high school anymore. She goes to a, like a college vocational school. And the high school is already out for Christmas, but the career school is not. So the bus wasn't going to run because the high school was out for Christmas break already, so Mom had to take her and go get her. So she's just calling me back from where I called her. She calls me and I call her back because it's long distance, and our long distance is included with our service, and she only gets 500 minutes of long distance a month, and then she has to pay for it. So I always just call her back. So that's how I know it's Mom. She just calls and lets it ring once, and I'll call her back when we're done here. Alright, guys, first I want to update you guys on Annie West's Aunt Pam that I told you guys about yesterday. It was a new prayer request. I told you her Aunt Pam has liver cancer. and that the more tests they got back, the worse the news was getting. Well, I got a few messages from Annie today, and I just went and read them, and she said that the doctors just told them that they may have 5 to 6 months to be with her, and that would probably be it. That she would only live for about 5 to 6 months. And with it being her liver, if it's God says it's her time, I really don't think she'll even last that long. I really don't, but of course I wasn't going to tell Annie that. But I don't think she watches these videos, so. But because I've had almost every person that's died in my family, if it wasn't from murder or accident or suicide, it was from cancer or heart, and mostly cancer. Most of the people that's died in my family has died of cancer. So I know what it's like to see someone suffer in agony with cancer for months and years even. And I've seen people on their deathbeds with cancer in my family, and how much they suffer and how much they're in pain, and how much they really just pray for it to be over. They are going to be taking her off chemo and radiation and sending her home to get on hospice. So you know that's when they can't do no more for you. I know all this because when I was 16, I lived with my granny, helping to take care of her. She had cancer and she was dying of cancer, and the hospice people was coming there. She died when I was 16. My life was never the same since. She's the person that cared about me most in the world. But she suffered so much. One night, hospice was there, and it was just me and Granny every night, you know. And I'd get home from school, and then Cindy would take my aunt and take me and drop me off at Granny's house to stay there with her at nights. And the hospice nurse came in one night, and she was in the bedroom with Granny trying to help her get up in the bed, and she was pulling her arm trying to help her to get up, to pull her up in bed to help her get up. And Granny's bones were so brittle with cancer where it went clear through her that Granny's arm just snapped and broke, just from that nurse pulling on her arm trying to lift her up in bed. And I heard it and heard her scream. Had to call Cindy to come there. Ended up going to the hospital with her. I rode in the ambulance with Granny. And they wanted to do surgery on her, but Granny said no more surgeries, no more. And she was in pain and kept trying to get them to come in and come in. And I kept running out there getting hospice. And I really didn't like the way that hospital treated her at all. It was just me and her in there. That place was like dead. I hated that place. I'm not going to say which one it was, but she was in so much pain. We go back home that same night. They send her back home. And Cindy moves her from Granny's house. I know Granny didn't want to move, but she was pretty much out of it, you know. We moved her from her house down to Cindy's house, and me and Granny, you know, lived down there. And we was all staying there because Granny was dying, and I really didn't put two and two together. I just thought, you know, she was going to get better. And I just woke up all of a sudden, like 1 or 2 days later. I was asleep on the floor and I woke up a day or two later, like at the wee hours in the morning. I don't remember what time it was. Just woke up out of a dead sleep and sat up. And I remember somebody coming out of Granny's bedroom telling me she had just died. So I ran in there to her bedroom and was talking to her. I was talking to her before, but they had her so medicated with morphine and everything, she couldn't even talk back to us. She was just, unconscious the whole time. She couldn't talk to us or anything. But I know what it's like to do that, and Annie's asked that we pray for her, Annie West, as well, because she wants us to pray for her to have strength for her family, for her aunt and uncle, and for her mom and everybody. So let's please keep Annie West in our prayers, and her Aunt Pam, who's going through this, and all of their family. Because I know what a hard time they're having and what they will have. It's not going to be a very good Christmas for them. And this is probably going to be their last Christmas together here on earth. With that being said, guys, we are going to go ahead and stop there with the prayer requests today, since this video is probably getting long with me talking about that for the longest time. I'll just throw in a couple quick ones real quick. Please keep Barb posting your prayers. I haven't heard, but I'm guessing she's still in the nursing home. I keep forgetting to call every day. I keep wanting to call to send her a card, and I know I'm not going to have time. I'm going to try to remember to call tomorrow and try to track down what nursing home she's in, if she's still in one or not. I don't even know if she's still in one, but I'm going to try to find out tomorrow by calling all the nursing homes in town and seeing if she's in one of them. And please keep all the homeless people and animals in your prayers. Doris Thompson, Barb's mom, and Margie Sickles, who was sick really bad with cancer again and is in really bad shape right now, and her husband Chuck, who is also sick. And of course Miranda Caverly, who is sick with Crohn's disease, and her husband Jeremy, who takes care of her. So that's where we'll stop today, guys. We're going to have to cancel Sherm's urologist appointment for the 26th. So he's not going to be able to go there this month, because we called the transport place today to set up his ride, and they said that they're not going to be open on the 26th, the day after Christmas. So I'm going to have to cancel his appointment till next month, or whenever they can get him in again. Hopefully it'll be soon. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Let's bring those souls to Jesus, and God willing, we'll see you guys again tomorrow with another Bible reading. Bye guys. God bless.